Sadgurudev, everyone. My name is Vijay. I am joining from Laurel, Maryland. Before we begin, let me offer prayer to the holy feet of Master. Om Ajnana-timirandasya Jnananjan-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. In today's talk, we shall discuss the three kinds of tap, which you can understand as agonies, afflictions, or distresses. What are those three different tap, which we call as tri-tap or tri-agonies? Every human gets affected from these agonies. It is for this reason that our scriptures have ranked the liberation from these distresses as the biggest valor. Absolving ourselves of these when they don't affect us anymore is the prime goal of our life. What are these three agonies? The first is Adhyatmic. Second one is Adhibhautik. And the last one is Adhidaivik. We should have an understanding of these elements. We must try to understand these elements with the philosophy of Vihangam Yoga and the Survey. We all are subjected to these three agonies almost every day. Either one or the other keep bothering us. All the agonies of the world can be classified into these three categories. Agonies are because of the external forces of nature, and they are also because of internal reasons. Agonies are due to one's own mind and the thought as well. Now the other creatures can also harm us. They can also cause distress. And beyond all, the other human beings, the other people, become the great cause of agony. Now let us understand each one of these three categories individually. What is Adhidaivik tap? The Adhidaivik or celestial distress emanates from natural causes. These natural calamities become the reason of grief for mankind. At one place, there can be drought. At another place, there could be floods. Sometimes there's earthquake. Sometimes there's a lot of snows. For example, last year in Maryland, the snow height broke all previous 50 years record. Lightning, cyclone, etc. Several disasters become a reason of grief, causing great trouble to the human life. These problems are increasing day by day due to increased exploitation of natural resources. This is what is Adhidaivik tap or celestial distress. Let us now discuss Adhyatmic tap, the spiritual distress. Why does it arise? It arises due to internal causes. The causes within a man, within us. These spiritual pains are, you can say, the level at which you experience these pains are two. Either you experience them physically or you experience them mentally. One of the pain is felt at the physical level and the other one is felt at the mental level. However, the root cause of these Adhyatmic tap or the spiritual distress is the inner intrinsic tendencies or dispositions of mankind. Physical pains exist. Either we get hurt and we have pain in some part of our body, we fall sick. Due to all these various physical disorders, problems, we undergo pain. If we are not healthy, we suffer. This is a very major source of distress for mankind. The scriptures told very clearly, Sharir Madhyam Khalu Dharma Sadhanam. Our body is the platform for securing spiritual growth. If the body is not in fine fettle, if it's not healthy, and if the mind is not sound and healthy, how can there be an uplift of the soul? How will the welfare of soul take place if our body and mind are unhealthy? All of us suffer from such agony. Some of us may suffer less, while others may suffer more. We suffer due to an imbalance of three doshas, three disorders in our body. They are Vat, Pit, and Kapha, as explained in Ayurveda. An imbalance in the general living habits, irregular routine, are also the cause of this type of agonies. We want to get rid of our diseases. We wish to be free from this pain. Therefore, we practice asana and pranayama. These yogic postures and exercises keep us fit. They are mandatory for our life. Because these tap will always exist. You need to fight with them. And you need to practice asana and pranayama to keep them away or to keep them minimized. This is the physical level of Adhyatmic tap or Adhyatmic suffering. What is the second mental level? The second part of Adhyatmic suffering is the mental one, which erupts from calm, the lust, growth, the anger, mad, the pride, love, the greed, moh, the emotions, jealousy, rag. Man undergoes the mental suffering almost every day. Lust or craving is the reason of suffering. Anger sometimes causes sorrow. Greed sometimes becomes the great cause of suffering, and so become the moh, the emotions. One reason which is the root of all is the attachment with Prakriti, the attachment with our body. But however, the prime cause of all suffering is the mental one. The mental pain is the prime cause of various diseases affecting the body. The mind is responsible for most of our ailments. There is one kind of suffering called Adhidaivik, celestial, which arises out of natural calamities, as we understood earlier. The second type that we discussed is Adhyatmic, spiritual, which is of two kinds, physical and mental. Now what is the third one? The third one is Adhibhautik. What is Adhibhautik? How does this affect our lives? Adhibhautik sufferings include the agonies caused to us through various creatures, through many kinds of ferocious beings, such as scorpion's sting, snake bite, a wound caused by a violent animal's attack. Beyond this, harsh words of our strained family too cause Adhibhautik pain, where one human hurts another. If others behave adversely, we feel hurt and uncomfortable. This kind of tap or the agony is called Adhibhautik tap. I believe that getting hurt due to someone's harsh words is a more distressing pain than the one caused by a violent animal. Ill intentions, resentment, or inapt use of speech causes severe pain to others. Unfortunately, we keep facing these situations in our day-to-day lives almost every day. Someone's words hurt us, while others may physically harm us. The humans get distress out of it. The biggest pain is due to inappropriate use of speech. We must use our speech appropriately. Speech is one's ornament. A behavior that we do not wish to receive should not be practiced by us on others. We must be very cautious with our speech, that is in selecting our words and their tone. We should be thoughtful in employing this instrument called Vani, the speech. What has Sadhguru said? The pioneer of Vihangam Yoga, Sadhguru Dasaldeji Maharaj, said that there are 4 ornaments of mankind. These are intellect, patience, forgiveness, and peace. Our speech should be adorned with these ornaments. It should be thoughtful and prudent. All of us should consciously ensure this. The first impression of a person is formed by his utterances and etiquettes. A man is not referred to by his material possessions. He is recognized according to the way he talks and behaves. Man must use apt speech, a speech full of love, the one which spreads love and bliss. We must use such speech that spreads love and brotherhood. A true sadhak, the one who practices meditation, a true practitioner, is the one who maintains good conduct mentally, verbally, and physically. What makes a person graceful? Wearing all kinds of perfumes does not add value to one's personality. A man is not considered graceful because of the perfumes he wears or the dazzling white clothes he adorns himself with. A necklace as beautiful as the moon's adds nothing either. Only the pure, appropriate, gentle, and thoughtful speech adorns him. Physical ornaments may lose their glitter and charm, but the ornament of speech lasts. It's the best ornament for a man. Unfortunately, many of us do not still recognize the power of speech. We still use the speech that creates agitation. Such precautions where we take care of our speech, our actions, would greatly minimize the pain in this world. And that's why I'm emphasizing so much on these things. Such precautions may minimize the tap in the world to some extent, but these tap will never vanish from the world, because the world is always changing, and these changes will keep producing the cause of these agonies. So what is the way out? Let us enter the depth of the Veds to listen to the divine spiritual words of Sadhguru, where he describes the 3 agonies. Please pay close attention to these words. Sadhguru says in Veda, Adhidaivik, Adhyatmic, अधिभौतिक त्रैताप जीवन मुक्त में नहीं रहे, महिमा भजन प्रताप. We discussed three agonies: Adhidaivik, which is celestial in nature; Adhyatmic, which is physical and mental in nature; Adhibhautik, which is caused by another living being. When a yogi achieves the state of Jivan Mukt, he lives in the world, but the sorrows or the agonies of these three types does not affect his soul anymore. He is unattached with his body, mind, and their ailments, pleasures and sorrows. He is unattached with all of these. In the state of bhajan, he is constantly provided with abundance of bliss in the union with God. How can such elevated state be achieved? Sadhguru Dafal Devji Maharaj further describes, Bhed Vihangam Yoga se Siddhi Swabhavik hoy, यदि इच्छा जन करत है प्रभु प्रभाव जन सोय. Sadgurudev states that Vihangam Yoga's 5 stages of meditation are exactly devised to raise you step by step from the attachment with Prakriti to the union with God. However, it works only when the soul develops an incessant desire to achieve such state. My dear friends, we are very fortunate that we are already into the safe hand of Lord Sadgurudev. It should be our constant endeavors to sustain the burning desire of spiritual progress, else these tasks will cause our life full of miseries. To keep the desire burning, the best ignition is the Sadguru Seva, Sadhana and Satsang. I pray to the holy feet of Lord Sadgurudev that we all stay motivated to continue these 3 pillars of spiritual progress, that is Sadguru Seva, Sadhana and Satsang, and make our life elevated from the effect of 3 agonies. Jai Sadgurudev.